Yeah, as we get back to the association, this trade deadline special, I just reported that the Brooklyn Nets are waiving combo guard Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas will be an unrestricted free agent this summer. It hasn't worked out with him and the Nets over the last few years. There have been some problems, some situations that have occurred throughout his tenure with the Brooklyn Nets. So he's going to have an opportunity to be a free agent now. And, so he can't be a free agent over summer. He's free now. He's being one.
Well, the biggest.
He was scheduled to be. He was scheduled to be.
One. Yeah. He's one now.
Well, the biggest issue was his allergies. He was allergic to passing. And if you gotta, they gotta get him to move the basketball. That's the biggest issue. The kid, he can score. Mm-hmm. But if every time you come down and the ball touches your hands, you don't look to pass the ball at all, that is a big issue in your locker room and around your franchise. And so, he could be a good piece for somebody from the standpoint of coming off their bench and just being a flat-out bucket. Don't care about passing, don't even think about it, but I'm only going to play you in 5 to 6 minute stretches. And if it's going, it's going. And if it's not, come back over here and hang out with me. I think that can be a role for him in this league. But the role that Brooklyn was asking him to play over the last couple years as a scorer and a guy that, is relied to get you close in the game, the way he plays the game, the other 4 guys were standing around watching a lot. Mm-hmm. And so, the buyout part of it, I don't know why that came down to it. Probably because they couldn't find the deal that they wanted.
Yeah, that's what it was. So he didn't travel with the team to Orlando. So they were going to waive him if they didn't find a trade partner.
So
that was personal reasons.
They looked for a
trade.
Yeah, that makes sense. They look for a trade partner first, and then you don't want to just eat money. So.
He scored 24 a game last year, granted a small sample size of games. With the year prior, 22.5 and close to a full season, 66 games for Cam Thomas, so he's going to get a chance to have a fresh start.
Yeah, I think if you can put the ball in the bucket that frequently and that efficiently, and you did it that recently, I don't think your time in the NBA is necessarily over.
I'll give you a team. You want a team he can end up with?
Give me one.
Absolutely.
The LA Lakers.
I was just,
No bench production. They need a guy. They need help off that bench right now.
Yeah,
right?
No question.
And that's, even with Austin back, you got all those guys in your starting lineup. When you get into that bench, you need one guy that can go get you a basket. And the reality with Cam Thomas, when everything breaks down, when the playoffs hit, the way he can score the ball actually comes into a value add because there's no offense no more. It's, can you get by your guy? Can you pick out the worst matchup and attack that? And he can do that. The big key, again, can somebody get him slotted in a way where he doesn't have to try to do stuff that's uncomfortable for him, which is trying to move the ball.
As we sit here right now, we're 17, 18 minutes past the trading deadline and kind of still waiting on stuff to trickle out from around the league. Is there a team that we haven't talked about just yet that you're surprised about or perhaps disappointed in that we haven't talked about them yet?
I like the Jared McCain move. I think that
for OKC.
Yeah. I think adding another tough ball handling guard that can make a play is not a bad add, especially when you look at their future and when it comes to money and things like that. Because there's some guys coming up on that roster that's going to make a lot of money. And you can't bring them all back, and so you're going to want rookie contracts in your fold, right? And so you don't get a talent drop-off. This guy was in the Rookie of the Year voting. Like, he was right there, as a key player in that race. And so Sam Presti knows what he's doing from that standpoint. It's subtle, but it's a good move for them. The team that I was interested in seeing if they were going to do something was the Spurs. And again, sometimes the best move is no move because of how they're built and constructed, and they like where they are and what they're doing. So
I think the most vexing move for me was the Chicago-Charlotte trade.
Kobe White?
Yeah.
Well, so was it Kobe White for?
So it was Kobe White and Mike Conley for Colin Sexton, Usam Jang, who I think has since been rerouted, and 3 second-round picks. But yeah, I mean, you talk about vexing or perplexing. I think you could just have said Chicago and then nothing after that. I think it would have.
They're going to run it back with 12 guards.
It would have applied. So another one that we were, I don't know about expecting, but we were keeping a keen eye on was the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant, Chris. So why ultimately is Ja Morant still with the Memphis Grizzlies?
The number one reason, his stock was really low, and teams would be basically getting over on the Memphis Grizzlies right now if they were to move Ja Morant. With that still being said, I am a little surprised that he is being kept past the deadline because all of his guys, the guys he's gone to war with, the guys who kind of rejuvenized that franchise, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., they're gone. And now it's just Ja Morant there with essentially young players. You know they're not really trying to win right now. And so I think they're going to pivot to the summer and see what they can do with Ja Morant. But the difference between Ja Morant and Giannis is Giannis will not be he would not be a problem. Giannis will play through, do what he has to do, right?
It's more of a question mark with Ja Morant.
It's more of a question mark with Ja. And not to say that I think he's going to do anything malicious or try to, be a cancer in the locker room, but...
No, it's just say we can be honest about it. Maturity has been a question mark.
He's not around his guys. The team is not trying to win. So I just wonder how he's going to be able to act the rest of the way. And so that's why I was surprised that they kept him.
Yeah, I think it's sometimes you just got to sit. You don't get the offer you want, don't move.
Right.
And you only got so much time left in the season anyway. You could survive a couple of months, get to the summer, try to figure it out. And maybe Ja continues to elevate his play and starts playing better, ups his value again.
That's really the ultimate hope I think we have as just fans of basketball. You just those early highlights in the clip the crew put together, like you get back to that. Right? Just if you could be that guy again. And, like, maybe going through all this is, the wake-up call to kind of help him, turn a corner and just get back to
You
that
saw in a lot of those clips, though? You saw Steven Adams.
You did.
Oh, you saw a lot of guys in those clips that's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And the reality is a new coach came in, new system, and all of that you could see did not work out well from a cohesion standpoint. So...
we are going to step aside once more here on the Association Deadline Special. We're going to be with you for another 40 minutes or so, recapping the deadline that was. It is behind us in the rear view now. So which deals did our guys like the most? Who solidified themselves as true contenders? We'll tell you when we come back.
Did the Mariners trade for anybody?
If you could design your own NBA Cup court, what would it look like?
Okay, let's go blue,
Nice.
white, and navy blue. The state of Maine on there. We can put the Mavs on there. Maybe a little Duke logo. Maybe a little Coach K quote or something on there.
Yeah. Now talk about the hoops. What type of hoops?
Just regular NBA hoop.
Keep it
but then
simple.
we're gonna switch it up with no net
No nets.
and the double rim.
And the double rim,
So,
a little adversity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's